gunshots, 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 gunshots. Yo, this right here is gonna be a tutorial, so hopefully the youngins know it's no joke out there. Don't go in the street, it's not worth it. I'm gonna play the cross-examination from Lil Woody explaining why he runs red lights doing the cross-examination. If you want to live your life like this, you keep going. I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios, take you on a couple of rides. You know what I mean? You know, from back in the day, how things went down. If you subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you not subscribe, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Hit the like button, keep it moving. Cop the book of Row in Harlem. Let's go! All right, this one here is going to be about Lil Woody on cross-examination. First of all, when we on the street, we do not stop at red lights. When you on the street and you breaking the law, you doing what you know you ain't got no business doing, and you riding around with choppers, and you got ops looking for you. You don't know who's going to be in a police car. I'm going to tell y'all one about that, too. We're going to do a little ride. But first, we're going to play the Lil Woody joint because that's what it's about. Then I'm going to give you some of the scenarios that, you know, that I've experienced or witnessed. All right?
Now, I'm not going to ask anything too personal, but I'm going to ask a little bit about your life, okay? Is that okay with you?
No.
Huh, I like that.
All right.
Keep it 100.
Let me ask you this. At some point in your life, you lived in Mechanicsville.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And as I understand it, your life hasn't always been easy.
My life ain't never been easy.
Okay. Your life has never been easy.
See, where the lawyer is getting at right now with this is he's showing the jury how dangerous it is out there in Mechanicsville and the areas that they're being prosecuted for riding around with alleged choppers and, you know, everything that went on. So he's painting a picture so they can see the world of the streets the same way I'm painting the picture so you can see the world of the streets. Check.
And there have been times where you have been in dangerous situations in your life. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. I want to ask you about some ways that you avoid dangerous situations.
Pay attention now.
When you are approaching a stoplight, a red light, do you stop at the red lights?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance?
It's very relevant.
See, they don't know the relevance of it because they're not really from the street. They're little bougie girls that went to those little pushy colleges and they come out and now, you know, they're prosecuting their own and don't even know the lifestyle that their own go through. So look how Woody's going to break this down and pay attention. And could you imagine living like this? If this is how you want to live, continue to break the law, continue to be on the streets, continue to create ops, and you'll have to live like this. Pay attention.
I assume he's going to get to it.
Do you stop at the red lights?
Hell no.
Okay, you said.
He said, hell no. Do you stop at the red lights? I'm asking y'all that. Y'all watching, put in the comments, do you stop at the red lights? Why and why not? Let's keep it moving.
You said hell no.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you stop at red lights?
Because I want to live.
Okay. And when you say because you want to live, what are you afraid of at red lights? What is your concern?
You see, he breaking it down nice and easy so the jury understand that here it is, a young man in America, no matter what color he is, and he's afraid of red lights. You know, let's ride. Let's ride. You know how people got a phobia for clowns, you know what I mean? Or phobia for spiders, scared of clowns. This man is telling you that the life that he's living in the hood that he live in that he's afraid to stop at a red light. Now he's going to break it down, and I'm going to give you all a couple of scenarios as we go along. This is the Unique Mecca Audio tutorial. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you're already subscribed, please hit the notification bell.
Somebody pulling up on the side of my car?
This is what they're afraid
Someone
of.
pulling up on the side of the car and shooting you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so when you pull up to red lights, you might stop briefly, but then you...
I'm not stopping at all.
You heard that? He said, do you stop briefly? How many of y'all just run through red lights? Could you imagine living like that, where you just running through red lights because the demons is on your back? You're running through red lights because demons is on your back. This is how it is when you on the streets. That's why I say don't go on the streets. That's why I chose this video. I don't care if we get 1,000 views or 100,000 views. As long as one person get the message and know that they don't want to live like this. This is not how they trying to carry on. And let's move forward. All right?
Okay, so you just keep going.
Right through it.
Okay.
Right through it.
I appreciate you telling us that information. And is that during the day and night?
There's no any red light.
Okay.
If the police right there, I turn off.
You know what he said? If the police is right there, he gonna turn off, make a right turn. It don't matter where he going, if he going straight or if a right turn is gonna take him 100, miles out the way. He gonna turn off because he ain't trying to get no interaction with the police. And that's how it is when you're on the street. One thing you're not trying to do is get an interaction with the police because you don't need them knowing who you are or what you're driving. And that's why you have tinted windows, which is getting ready to come up. And we're going to speak on the tinted windows in the hood and how valuable and valuable it is to have that. All right?
And you've actually told the police this in a prior interview in 2021. You told them that you don't stop at red lights, correct? You told Investigator Flores that.
Probably did.
Okay, what about tinted windows? Do you prefer to drive cars with tinted windows?
This a must.
That's a must. Why is that a must?
So people won't know I'm in their car.
Could you imagine having to ride behind tinted windows because you don't want no one to know you in the car? I'm not even going to front. I'm going to keep it 100. Let's ride. Back in the day, Ron, I didn't put tinted windows on nothing but my hoopty. My $100,000 car, I want the windows clear, squeaky clean, and I want everyone to see me sitting in there with my big chaparrita. That's the chains, so you know. My big chaparrita on my neck. You understand? I'm a big Rolex and diamonds on my wrist and diamonds on my finger. Because we get those cars because we want to attract attention. And that's what cost me life plus 20, where I wound up serving 26 years in the federal prison. So don't go out there driving with your big chaparrita up on your neck and them things there and things say the beast not gonna pull you over or the wolves not gonna come at you. Because them are gonna come fear. You understand? Because if you have it, they want it. And they're gonna see if you're strong enough to govern it. If you're not strong enough to govern your chaparrita up on your neck, then you're not allowed to have it in a wolf's eyes. See, now I'm taking you to the mind of a wolf. All right? So that's what I'm saying. I wanted everyone to see me. You know what I mean? Like, okay, let me take you another ride. When I first started hustling with my brother, right? Not Peter, rest in peace, with my oldest brother. And we used to sell weed from behind an apartment door with the steel. Cop the book of Roy and Harlem. I break it all down in one of the first few chapters. Where, we had bulletproof steel on the door, had all kinds of 4x8s behind the door to wedge in between to make sure that nobody could get in the apartment. You know what I mean? And, they did that for safety. And so that no one would know who's behind the door. Because all you got is a little peephole, and the peephole is attached to a rubber band, and you gut it out, and you take the cylinder, and you pull the cylinder so it fit. You got the cylinder on a rubber band. Somebody knock on the door. You drop the cylinder. They put the money in the door. You pull the cylinder up so if the neighbor's walking by or the police come in, the cylinders pull and it looks like a regular door from the outside. You get the weed, you bring it back, and you boop, you drop the joint, and then you push the weed through the door and you tell them, gracias, mi amigo, or gracias, mi amiga. There was a lot of Spanish neighborhoods we was in because they spent the most money and didn't complain back then. Y'all hate me for that. But I got to keep it 100. So that's where we at, right? So my brother told me, he said, you know what? I'm going to get a store. I was a kid, about 12, 13. He said, I'm going to get a store. We call it a storefront. He said, I'm going to get a storefront with a big bulletproof glass, and I'm going to put you right behind it, and you can wear all your jewelry and just sit there all day like a monkey in a cage making me money selling the weed from behind the glass because you obviously don't like the steel door because you want to be outside mixing with the foreigners. So he went and got a store on 125th Street, right down there between Morningside and Amsterdam, across from Grant Projects. And I sat there all day at my big chaparrita upon my neck, and I sell weed and meeting all the neighbors and da-da-da-da. And that's how, when I grew up, I wound up knowing so many people, in the town from working in this, Herb Gates, a.k.a. storefront. But let me go now. Now we talk about tinted windows. Like I said, we want to ride without tints because we want them to see us in our $100,000 Benz, our $100,000 BMW, our drop top, take the top off. You want to be seen. That's what it's about. But that's what cost me 26 years in federal prison. So that's why I'm telling you, don't do that. You don't want to be over flashy because you're going to attract the wolves, you're going to attract the police. All right?
Why don't you want people to know you're in that car?
Because they like to shoot at cars.
Okay. So is that a form of self-preservation? Riding around in cars with tinted windows only?
You better.
Okay. And let me ask you this: with the red lights, are you the only one that does this, or are there other people in your in Mechanicsville or in other areas that do that as well, to your knowledge?
Speculation irrelevant.
Well, he said to your knowledge. I think I'm
To your
going to allow
knowledge.
it.
Most of the people I know run lights.
Run lights. Okay. What about the tinted windows?
Even my sister and them got tinted windows.
Okay. Now, I'm not going to ask anything.
He's showing how dangerous it is out there in the Mechanicsville, Fulton County area to the jury, and to let it be known that a lot of things that happen, they happen because of the neighborhood that they're in, and it's a form of self-preservation to run the red lights. It's a form of self-preservation to have tinted windows. It's a form of self-preservation to carry your pistol and be ready to bust your gun, because you never know when someone is going to pull up on you on the side of you at the light and try to bust him while you at a red light, and that's why they don't stop at red lights. And that's how we was. You know what I mean? If I'm riding and I see a car on the ride, let me ride. I had a nice, condo up there in Jersey, big high rise in Jersey, over by the Holland Tunnel side, all the way down. Not even Edgewater, further down. My neighbor was Susan Lucci. You know what I mean? She was my neighbor in the building, so you understand. This building was so nice. It had a movie theater, it had a shopping mall, it had a flower shop, it had a men's shop, it had a jewelry shop. It was a mall in my building. And then they had like 3 swimming pools in the building. Then they had weight rooms in the building. And they had restaurants in the building. And you could call and order anything from within the mall and they bring it up to your apartment. Yo, I'm getting ready to go out. Bring me a couple of, blue polo shirts. Let me see what you got. And they bring up the polo shirts. You pick the ones you want and you tell them, all right, thank you. And they put it on your bill like if you in a hotel. That's where I was living at. So you understand. None of that's the brag. None of that's the boast for you bastards that always look for something to say, like somebody trying to, well, we ain't even going to go there. But anyway, so that's where we at, right? When I'm riding home and I'm leaving New York City, my eyes stayed glued to the 3 mirrors on the car. The front mirror and the 2 side mirrors. And I'm watching as many car lights as I can behind me, trying to figure out what cars they are by the lights so that I know if someone is following me or not. Because it's dark out, I can't see the car, but I can see the shape of the lights. So I learned to know what a Buick looked like. You know what a Chrysler look like, what a Mercedes look like, what a BMW look like, what a Mazda minivan look like. Big shout out to the Mazda minivan. Big shout out. That was one of my favorites. That was one of my favorites, man, the Mazda minivan. But I'm watching these lights because if I bend two corners and the fifth car back bend a corner with me, and then I come back out that corner to go back on the main road, and that fifth car is still behind me, I'm reaching for my joint. And if they come anywhere near me, I'm letting off. I'm from the era that they call shoot first and ask questions later, or never. Because bottom line is, like Woody said, if you're trying to stay alive, this is how you're going to live. And this is how I don't want you to have to live. So that's why I'm painting this picture, so you understand how dangerous and deadly it is out there. Could you imagine your mama can't even know where you live at? Your mama can't even know where you live at. Now, you trust your mama, but do you trust her when somebody put that pistol to her head and say, take me to your baby boy's stash? Take me to your baby boy's main house? So you don't put moms or nobody in that danger. I had a big mansion, right? That's right. I had a big, what they call mini mansion. You know, I don't put a 10 on 2. It's a nice mini mansion, upstairs, downstairs, and all that, right? And it was an apartment, you know. But I had like the whole floor, you know, like 2 floors in the joint. And I couldn't bring no one to my house to show off my house or warm my house. It was just for when I go in there and I'm on my phone, answer my beeper. Yes, my beeper. You know, whoever had the, you know, the 1-800 Scott page. Remember that? Y'all remember that? Let's ride with the Scott page. The 1-800 Scott page is when they had beepers, used to get local numbers. Like you get a 212 number if you're in Manhattan, or a 718 if you're in Bronx, Brooklyn, or Queens on your beeper. This before 917, 646, and all of this, you know, 862 or whatever they got out there now. But they only had 2 numbers, 718 and 912. 718 and 212. So now, if when you're getting the big money and you're traveling state to state, they had a beeper that accommodated that. That beeper was called a Sky page, and that was the phone number that the people would call. They'll call 1-800 Sky page, and then they'll put you, when they go beep, you put your number in, and then you could put your text in. You know, meaning, you know, you tell it the message. You know, you put the number in, and then you know, put in what you put. You know. But that's how that was. So you understand. That was a beeper. The 1-800. You call from that number there, and it'll show up your number on the 1-800 Sky page. And they could call from anywhere in the United States. So when I'm in Virginia and my people from New York call me, they don't have to call the 212 number. They just call the 1-800 number. So we gave all our business associates the 1-800 number. So you see how it works. But, you know, let me get to that now. Right? Because we ride. Now, he said he don't stop at red lights and he keep tinted windows because he can't trust anyone. I don't want you to have to live like that. Can you believe that when I took a female to the hotel, right? Or I took her to one of my houses, you know, not the mini mansion, I might have a joint in the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, wherever, you know, Jersey. If I take him to one of my houses, I got to blindfold him. You know how many females got in the car and said, what is that? I'm not putting that on. Okay, well, you're not getting in this car. Why I got to put that on? I said, so that nobody ain't got to kidnap you and bring you to me and tell them where I'm at. So I'm living dangerous like that. So if you want to come, come. If you don't put the blindfolds on. Go about your business. But there's no way I'm taking you to my house without blindfolding you. My mama don't even know where I live at. You know, it's like, your mama don't know where you live at. They couldn't understand that. Nah, my mama don't know where I live at. You know, and they looking like, what kind of life you living? Obviously, the kind that you don't need to get involved with. Because if I pull up at a stoplight, a dude might try and pull over and start busting at the joint because he wanted to kidnap me. They wasn't just busting the bus. We didn't have that. You know, when dudes went at you, they went at you to get the bag. No one just went and shot up a car at a red light because there's no bag in that. You know what I mean? Unless you're getting a paid hit. But, you know, and we definitely don't want you to do the paid hit, so we don't need the rat bastards saying that I'm promoting nothing. But that's where we at with that, man. I had to blindfold females to take them to my house. And then every house I had to have a garage. So when I took them in the garage, they went right in the house. I don't even want to park in the front of the house and walk them in the house, because if they take the blindfold off for a second and they see the neighborhood, it might be someplace where they've been before, they know someone that lived there, and that's how protective I had to be over my safety. And I don't want you to have to live like that. So that's why I'm letting you know it's not worth it. Don't go on the street. You heard Little Woody say himself, man, out his own mouth. He's scared to stop at a red light. Could you, man, you just driving and driving through every red light, don't stop? And all you're doing is looking out for police and ops, and whenever you see a police, you just play it off, throw your blink on, you make the right turn, even though you ain't going right, because you definitely ain't trying to go left to go in front of them or near them. This is how you live on the street if you're trying to survive, like Woody said. So this is a real good tutorial week for me with these little Woody videos. And that's why I'm really doing them, because I want the people to understand the same way this lawyer is trying to make the jury understand that these young men is living a dangerous life in a dangerous world. So it's totally different than what you're normally living in, Mr. and Mrs. Juror. So you have to look at it a little differently when they say, oh, he got a gun. Oh, he did this. You heard Woody talk about, picture this, right? Let's ride. Picture this. And y'all tell me, put it in the comments, right? We heard Little Woody talk about shooting up Quan Daddy barbershop, and this shooting, this gun, that chopper, you know what I mean? And all this violence and all this. And when he get off the stand, he's going back into our community. When he get off the stand, at the end of the day, he's going back into our community after he sat here telling us how he shot up barbershops, you know what I mean? He did this, he did that, all these violent acts. And they're putting him back in the community because they want one man. They're going to put this one man out that obviously is capable of anything. But these are the games they play, y'all. Just like Sammy the Bull. All those murders. He did 5 years, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So you defend that, put it in the comments. But 5 years just so they could get John Gotti, and they wiped away like 18 murders. Do you think they should be allowed to do that? Y'all put it in the comments and let me know. Do you think that it's right for Woody to go up there and say out his mouth every chance he get, I made it up, I told the police what I wanted to tell him, what I needed to tell him to get out of there, so I lie on anybody? And they still have this man up there. We're enjoying him because we're not sitting in Thug's seat. Then they said, I might do a video on that. Somebody, if you can find that part where they said Thug was throwing up gang signs, a joint where, and then he touched his ponytail. Send me that clip. I want to do a whole video on that. If anybody can find me that clip, send it to my number, 917-680-9091. The number is coming up on the screen right there. 917-680-9091. Text it to that number. If you could get me the clip, screen recorded of, Thug, and then rubbing his head. I want to do a whole video on that. Give y'all a whole different perspective that I know y'all not looking at, because no disrespect, you're not from the street, and it's a blessing you're not from the street. I'm cursed to be raised in the street. So I'm going to say that. I'm cursed to be raised in the street. And that's why I don't want y'all cursed. I don't want y'all in the street. I don't want none of that to go on. If you don't understand it, I don't know what to tell you. But this is a serious time right now. And Little Woody testimony is giving us the first-hand glimpse of how the police make indictments from a man saying, and he said he told them from before they lied. He lied about everything. Miss Hicks came to see him right before the trial, and he told her, "Why you come see me? You know I lied about everything. I've been told you I lied." She said, "Don't worry about it. Come tell your lies in the courtroom." But I lied. I didn't think they was gonna lock Jeffrey up for that. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, we got his black ass, and either you come or or we lock you up. You know what I mean? And then he tried to get slick and play the fifth, and then all hell broke loose. And then we have what we have today. If this is not a deterrent, you heard all the wonderful things Woody said that Thug did for him and with him. Gave him calls when dudes was trying to take his head off. Fired gunshots at his head. And he gave him a car, a Corvette that he had rented. When he got locked up, he called. And Thug answered. First thing he said when he said he needed lawyers, who you want. Not what you want, who you want. Not how much you want, who you want. Whatever it costs, I'm going to pay it. And then this is how little Woody repay him. So if y'all watching this and y'all don't understand that you can't trust your enemy out there. You could probably trust your enemy more than you could trust whoever you're calling your friend. Because at least you know your enemy don't like you. At least you know your enemy wants you out of here. But your friend have you fooled, as Malcolm X said, has you hoodwinked to think that they have your best interest in heart when they don't care nothing about none of that. Like, where we really going with this, y'all? Let's come together, man. Let's reach the youth. We need to stop this. Oh, I want to give a big shout out to my man in D.C., Larry Moe. You know what I mean? Larry Moe. The holiday is coming up Monday. You got your personal invite. Come on up here and chill with me. I like when Larry Moe come chill with me for the weekend because I get to take him all up in Washington Heights, all up in the Bronx, Brooklyn, and I get to go places and visit people that I normally don't get a chance to go see. I let Larry come experience that because when I go to D.C., Larry and L.A., they roll out the red carpet. Big shout out to Latif out there too, man. Round of applause to Larry Moe and Latif. All right, and let's not forget Antone White, who rolled out the red carpet. Antone White rolled out the red carpet for his coming home party for me. When me and my man Bootsy, let me ride that one. When me and my man Bootsy went down there to Antone White's welcome home party, Antone White had me a penthouse. He had me a penthouse, car waiting for me, straight red carpet. He gave me a whole section in the club, right? And then he brought about 20 bottles. It's just two of us, but he brings 20 bottles. Nothing but top of the line, Moet and Cristal and, I just come home, so I ain't gonna front. The funny little bottle that looks like a Chinese bottle, the blue and white bottle, expensive bottle. He had like two of those on each corner, one for me and one for my man. That's how Antone White rolled out the red carpet. So he's always welcome to come visit us. Lou Sims said that let us know when you having something else down there, Tone and Lamo. Lou Sims said to let him know, me and Lou and all of us, we want to come down there and I want to bring the team down there, you know what I mean, to reunite with our team from in the prison. We get a nice group shot with DC and New York so they can see how we held it down together where men recognize men. You know what I mean? So y'all be on the lookout. Y'all want to see, me and the New York crew go down there to DC and take a big group picture with all the DC gangsters and the New York gangsters? Well, I got something else for you. Let me ride. I'm going to put up some videos because it's Memorial Day weekend. So I'm going to show us in Miami, I'm going to show us in Miami on the jet skis, out on the boats. You know what I mean? Us in the nightlife in Miami. I'm going to give y'all a nice video for the Labor Day. So please remind me on my next video, all right? And again, I want to say, man, thank you, Larry Moe. Thank you, L.A., a.k.a. Latif. Thank you, Bonaparte. You know what I mean? Thank you, E.R. Thank you, Big Tone. Thank you, Big Red. Thank you, Bonaparte. Let's not forget Bonaparte. You know what I mean? We got to thank you to all the Roses. You know what I mean? It's a big family down there that was official, helped me down too while we was in there. You know what I mean? Cardo, Lil Whitey. I could say names all day from DC, but that's family, man. And it's good that we all made it out because we was in there. We knew we was coming out. We just didn't know when, even though we all had life. But that's how gladiators and warriors think and unite together as one. All right? If you subscribed, hit the notification bell. If you not subscribed, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And hit the like button. And cop the book of Ruin Harlem. Cash App is on the screen. Make sure it say it was created in 2020 when you hit the icon. Let's keep it moving. We out of here. All right?
Cheers, cheers, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Of 26, eat back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions is a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in home. You cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube, you can go and visit. Then you can consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. I went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. Did not pay attention with the stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block. Did his time, never swilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, this is a roaring uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust down. Now we on the positive, you got a lot to give. Now you trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend it air. He started in uptown, he gon' finish there. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars, it's about buying property to make the community yard. So we can